have
go.
fun, fun, fun.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
The following content contains adult language and humor that is not suitable for viewers under the age of 18. Viewer discretion is strongly advised. The views and opinions expressed during the following video content are those of the individual and may not reflect those of others.
PACIFIC414 Pop Talk is here. Sit back and relax and join the conversation. We've got Baron, Orman, Tagge, Cash Money, 007, and even Mike too. Pop culture, entertainment, news and reviews. Discussions are had, opinions made from the panel to the chat. Everyone is welcome here. Reactions, watch parties, and special guests. We like to have a good time. PACIFIC414 Pop Talk is underway. Pull up a seat, we're inviting you to stay. Articles, collectibles, reviews, you say. Baron, Cash, and Mike bring the fun tonight. Now sit back, relax, enjoy the show. Don't forget to like or comment below. We almost forgot to share out the show. PACIFIC414 Pop Talk is one of a kind. It's true. It's true.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome one and all to the Wednesday edition of Pacific 414 Pop Talk, coming to you live on the Pacific 414 Blaze channel, the YouTube channel, and the Rumble channel, along with Baron, Orman, Tagge, Cash Money 007. I am your host, Mike, and tonight we are going to be joined by a great guest, a great guy, and I'm sure our conversation is going to take us a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit everywhere, especially with the different topics that we can all discuss with all of you and amongst ourselves. But tonight we are joined by pop culture mechanic, and this is the first time in about 3 years he's been on as a guest. Yes, he was on the 500th episode of Pop Talk, but as far as him being on here as the special guest himself, it's been about 3 years. So let's not keep the man waiting any longer, and let's bring him in. Please welcome pop culture mechanic.
Hey, Mike. Thanks a lot. That's a great introduction. I love that.
Not a problem, brother. I didn't want to keep it too long for you, but it's great having you back, my friend.
Yeah,
He's
it's
from
great
another
to be.
country. Who's going to be the translator?
Oh, you don't you can speak Canadian. We'll just put our toques on and go for a game of shinny.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, Baron. You're from Minnesota. How different is that?
Oh, not too much. We have more. Oh, yeah. And they have more A's. So that's about the big difference, you know.
Yeah, and then Cash and I will just put in the dudes here and there. Oh, dude.
What up,
Did
bro?
you grab a pack of stew
Hey,
first,
bruh.
or did I grab it?
Bro, what's going on, bro? Yeah.
But Pop, how
my
are you
pastor
doing?
was from Canada.
I'm doing all right. It's good to be here. Yeah, I'm ready to talk. Anything you guys want to bring up, let's we can get into any kind of discussion of what you'd like to, any topic.
Well, let's go ahead and talk about your channel. I'm looking at it right now, and you're getting pretty close to 1,000 subscribers.
Woo! Yes, it's so close, getting so close. I have a lot of people to thank for that. There's been a lot of support from one of my fellow streamers, the Comic Relief Crusader. He's been really giving me a lot of boosting and bringing over a lot of people from his channel, and I really appreciated that. And I can see that one of them's in the chat right now, Sylvia. It's nice to see you. But yeah, it's nice that getting some support is great, and I'm hoping to make 1,000 by the end of the year.
Oh, let's try to get you there a little sooner, my friend, because you do great work on your channel. You know, every Tuesday you talk about the trades, specifically what you do in relation to your own job, week in and week out. Then, of course, on Saturdays you play a game of your choice, and sometimes it revolves around anime, sometimes it revolves around the classics like Castlevania, and then of course on Sundays you talk about anime itself, and you do have your own specific theme for the month. And you know, I've been lurking here and there. I know I haven't said much in the chat, but I've been lurking.
Oh yeah, that's great. I mean, like I say, you nailed it completely. I really enjoy, and I just had my trade stream yesterday, and it's always a great time. We do, anybody that wants to come in and know more about trades, I'm more than willing to tell people about them and show that there's like so many that they can get into, a lot of variety choice they can pick from, and it's very lucrative. The pay is great, and you have a skill with you for the rest of your life. And I'm hoping I can get that message out there to people that come by and watch my Tuesday show.
Yeah, I always hope. Yeah, go ahead, Mike.
And that was one thing that you're trying to stress during the 500th episode of Pop Talk is, how badly the trades themselves need new people in, as the people who have been there for years are getting ready to retire if they haven't retired already.
Yep, it's the boomers, the people they're in their 60s now, and they're looking retirement's like right there, and they're planning for it, and companies are not keeping up with what's going on. It's like they're gonna get slapped across the face with reality when where is everybody? Well, you didn't hire anybody to fill the vacancies, so now you're up the creek,
Right.
Well, I mean, I hate to say this, even the Gen Xers are starting to knock on 60. So there's another generation that's going to be disappearing from that completely. And now it's like, come on, Gen Z, do you want to do this or not? Do you want to make real money? And that was the one thing that frustrates me is the push for people to go to college. They have no idea what they want to do, but they're being told, go to college. You'll find your way there. And they don't. They just get indoctrinated and have a huge debt and complain about it. You can go to trade school, which is much more affordable, and end up making more money than them.
The whole thing about college is if you want to get a degree, you should get a degree that's not gender studies or something, because the problem is with a lot of this stuff is you can only teach it. So you want to get something like maybe a television cinema arts degree or a business degree or something else that can actually help you. And then on top of it, you've got to also take college seriously. Like you can mess around for here and there, but you got to take it seriously. And so there's people who go there and then of course they drop out. And then of course, like you said, there are professors there who indoctrinate people, but there's also professors out there who also teach people, surprisingly too. So,
well, but that wasn't my point exactly there, Cash. There's a lot of people who the college is not for them. But a trade
that too,
but they're still steered and pushed that way. That's what
I know.
Do.
I know.
And they need to push more on the trade schools because, heck, even a garbage man can make more money than a person with a college degree.
Nothing's wrong with doing trades. Nothing. We also have that elitist attitude with people. Oh, I have this degree, and you unfortunately get that from a lot of people who are liberals and stuff. Because I've even seen it on videos. Oh, well, you don't have a college degree. I don't want to talk to you. Like, it's so stupid. And it's like, well, what did you learn in college? So, yeah.
In my point of view, it's the trades that help keep both countries going. Without people working in the trades, your country doesn't have a heartbeat.
Yeah. And And I also feel like with YouTube, they want to shun certain channels, because I pay attention to your trade stuff here and there if I'm not busy and so on, Pop. And
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I really wish, I would see a lot more viewership. I really wish there would be more people in the chat. Maybe you're getting a few more here and there, but I feel like YouTube, and it's not being a victim, that they like to play shenanigans about stuff, and they should push other things that are good for people. That's what I've noticed that has happened in the number of years. We're not pushing things that have always helped people in life, learning to certain things about driving, all kinds of stuff, that they're pushing all this other crap, and they should get back to a lot of these good life lessons. But we shouldn't have that, right, Pop? So,
But let me also add that, yeah, YouTube may be doing that, but Pop, you're doing the one thing that everybody should do when they're streaming. You're enjoying what you're doing.
Exactly right. I agree.
I have a great time. I mean, I have my regulars that come in, and they're it's a relief, You see the people, here, a familiar face coming into the chat again. That's nice, and we have a good laugh, and we go. They know exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to read some news articles, and we're going to talk about the shortage of the skilled trades. We'll look at like accident investigations and go over that. Nice. Everybody really likes that because, they get to see what's happened. And it's also a warning for us as well, because there's stuff that happens out there that it applies to everybody, like falling off of ladders, getting electrocuted, stuff like that. So it's practical knowledge for everybody. And then then I'll show at the end the stuff I've been working on. So I have videos, I have a body cam I wear when I go out and I do some work. And the guys can see what I'm doing, and some people never see that stuff. Maybe they never see this inside of a reactor or something like that, or maybe they never seen a pump being taken apart or something. So I'm hoping to show them new things they can get exposed to and go, oh wow, that's what happens, eh? Oh, okay, that's neat.
Yeah, because think about it. No matter what job you're at, there's always safety protocols that you have to follow, and especially with yours dealing with heavy machinery.
Yes, and I work in a chemical plant, so there's deadly chemicals that can kill you if you just take like a deep breath in, and you're dead. And that's it. Yep. So that's what can happen there.
But of course, the old joke being in the biz, safety forced, because there's a lot of guys that's like, I want to do it my way. I know how to do it.
Oh yeah. No, they don't last long, those guys. They've been cracked down. I was out during the Wild West years of being in the trades, and it has really, they've cracked down on a lot of stuff, and where now even your supervisor is getting in trouble and his boss is getting in trouble for things that are done unsafely. So yeah, not just you, but the guys above you will get either fined or jail time for stuff that happens for accident related. So it's really changed.
Yeah, because when I was in the wood shop, that was the late 90s. About 95 to not 95, 97 to 2000. And I had to help a guy who got a finger smashed down with one of those high pressure things that holds the board in place. It's like, it's like, okay, and that's nice. Let's get you over there and get you over to the hospital. And it's like all it takes is one moment of distraction, and boom, something like that happens.
Yes.
And which brings me to one question for you: how many fingers do you got?
I still have all my fingers. I haven't. I've injured them. I've cut them and jabbed them and whatever, but I still have them all.
Good. I would hope so.
Well, it's good to see you, Jet. And Jet, just so you know, every time in StreamYard when I schedule the stream, it does ask me how many ads I want for the stream, and I usually tell it no ads. And for this one, I said no ads. I don't care if the ads run after the stream, but
right.
But YouTube's going to do what it wants to do.
Well, see, and you bring up that about like safety and so on. That's why, it was funny. I remember my boss got mad at me because I wanted somebody to hold the ladder, even though we were indoors. It's like, so if I fall and I break my legs or something, then you're fine with me suing you. Is that what it's like? And that was a number of years ago, Pop, and I was like, what is wrong with people?
Yeah, I mean, you can get hurt off a 4-foot ladder. You land on your head, then you're maimed or whatever. You're out. It doesn't take far to fall. It
No.
really
No.
doesn't.
No.
I mean, you land wrong and you find out that you can't feel much stuff below your neck.
Yeah.
You don't want that. That's just you think, oh, funny, it's just a short little fall. Those are sometimes the most dangerous ones.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say it doesn't matter how many times you've climbed up and down the ladder. It's that one time you miss a run going up or down.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So
Yeah, I don't know if you guys saw, but I did have where I climbed up to the 200-foot level of our flare stack. I took video of that with my body cam, and that was quite the climb. Yeah, it took like 15 minutes to get up there, but I'll tell you, you really don't miss a rung.
I've done that. Oh, not fun.
No.
Then of course the other guys laugh at you.
Yeah. But one of the things I did want to ask you, I probably asked you this the last time you were on, but I'm going to go ahead and ask it again, is when you guys typically shut down, how many weeks do you typically have to shut down for to have everything prepped and ready to go for the next run?
Okay, so yeah, it's a year in between shutdowns. So, and we usually typically shut down for a month. So it takes about a week to purge, which is where you run gas through the plant and then finish it off, or natural gas. You run natural gas through it to sweeten it up, and then you run nitrogen through the whole thing to get rid of that, and so that there is no deadly gases anymore. So that takes a week, and then after that, you start pulling things apart, and you get 3 weeks of solid pulling machinery, repairing it, and putting it back in service.
And with something like that, I'm sure you guys go through rigorous training on how to unassemble it and then reassemble it. So there's no
Well, there's
loose
only a few.
pieces.
Yeah, well, there's only a few guys that can assemble and disassemble things. I am one of them. I'm one of the millwrights there. There's 2 other guys there. The operators that are left over, they do other tasks that are not rebuilding machinery. They'll take it off of places where it is and shuttle it to the shop that I'm in, and then from there, myself or one of the other millwrights will take it apart and put the parts back together. So not everybody takes everything apart, but they can move things around to where it needs to go. Right, you need that ticket to make sure it's done properly.
And how long does it usually take for you guys to take some of the machines apart?
So right now I'm working on a pump, and I should be able to have that thing torn down and put back together in a day. So 8 hours. So it's not a very big pump. It's I don't know. It's about 18 inches long, maybe 12 inches wide, 12 inches high. It's not that big of one, but it is damn heavy.
Oh, I bet.
No doubt about it.
Yeah.
And of course, you make sure you don't have parts left over. I think too.
If there is, then it's like, okay, where did I leave this? where did this go? But we do have some exploded drawings and assembly drawings to draw from in case.
That's good.
And do you have to use any kind of heavy equipment to disassemble and reassemble some of the machinery?
For pumps and such, if you're just getting bearings off of shafts, we'll use a 25-ton hydraulic press. So we'll press the bearings off. Putting them on, you don't press them on. You usually will heat the bearings up with a bearing heater and then slide them on. Then it gets when it cools, it shrinks onto the shaft. A shrink fit. So it's a lot easier and on the bearings. You don't really want to hit or shock new ones. As far as other equipment, we use overhead cranes for lifting our heavier things. We were doing that today, actually. We were doing a bunch of crane lifts, and I was the signal man and the rigger. So I because I have the experience of doing rigging, I was rigging up the points that needed to use the slings and the shackles correctly, and I was signaling the guy operating the crane because I have the experience of doing that and using the proper signals, and everything went off without a hitch. It went great. No accidents, nothing like that. So it's always good. You never hear about the stuff that goes well, but it's always the disasters that everybody hears about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you have done this for several years, I'm presuming, and to be able to walk away from a day without a single accident, that's gonna make you guys feel good.
Yes, and I made sure to congratulate the guys that were working. There was myself and 4 other guys. 2 were working at the on the bottom floor, and 2 were up on the mezzanine where I was. Of course, I had to be high up to signal the crane and do all his movements. And I always tell the guys, just tell me where you want that piece to go, and I'll signal him to get it into that exact spot you need it. So they know they can trust me and doing all the signals that they need to get it done.
Casper Baron, did you have anything you want to ask?
Well, I was just going to sit back and say it's good that you give attaboys to the crew. They might act like they don't want it, but deep down they do. And
I hope it means, yeah. Sorry, I hope it means something coming from me. I've been in the trades for 30 years now. Like, this is my 30th year being in the millwright trade. So,
wow, congratulations, man!
Congratulations on that.
Thanks. It's been a long time. But yeah, so I hope it means something coming from one of the older guys, because I think I'm like one of the oldest guys there now. So,
but you're still young at heart. Now,
oh, yes.
I take it that. Now, I take it you kind of do as a millwright. You kind of float from job to job sometimes. You get from the guild hall and say, "Yeah, we need this type of work here. We're building this building." When the job's done, you go find a new one. Is this more of a permanent spot that you have with this chemical company?
Yeah, so what you're talking about, that's a construction millwright. They'll move around from place to job. I'm a maintenance millwright where I stay at one facility, and I take care of that thing. I take care of a lot of things at here because we are a smaller facility. So I'm only the one guy in the maintenance department. So I'm army of one. So
a powerhouse.
Oh yes. Well, I look after the water testing. We have to do water testing, so I have to use a PCOD machine to measure the oxides or the chemical oxygen demand of our water, so we can pump it out into the evaporative pond and stay in compliance with Environment Canada. So I've had to learn how to do that. So that's one of the aspects of the job. Ordering things, just making sure contact with vendors, contractors, anybody that's coming on site, any specialty stuff that I can't do, I have to, bring in contractors. But I take care of a lot of ordering, making sure we've got all the stuff we need for shutdown and everything like that. So, yeah.
Yeah, because my dad was a construction millwright, and he went from, construction job to construction job, even worked at Prairie Island nuclear facility for a while. So,
wow.
So, yeah. So that's what I'm kind of used to with my dad. In fact, he got injured doing millwright work. He fell and he fell wrong. His knee went kind of under some boarding, and his actual knee landed and like a bearing or something round, and it just tore up all his cartilage in his knee, and that was the end of his millwright career. So, he had to get healed all up, and then he went and did get official for being a mechanic, and then became a mechanic after that with vehicles. That is front end work. And so that's the type of millwright I'm more familiar with.
But at least you're exposed to it and you know what it's all about. A lot of people just give you a funny look when you tell them you're a millwright. They just they're like, okay. they don't know.
Yeah, exactly. My strange look is, okay, what kind of millwright?
There you go. Yes, exactly. Hopefully a good one.
I know. Yeah, you want to be a good one. It's like all across the board. Yeah, I'm a good one. If I'm not, a building might fall. If I'm in the construction, or in your case, that pump decides to go, and go, and the chemicals all over the place. You can't have that.
Nope.
Well, it's like you had mentioned before, everybody's pushed to go to college and get their education instead of going into a trade to get their education for a job that will last them the rest of their life if they want it.
Mm-hmm.
And you hear the terminology that's used, and yeah, people are going to look at you weird, but I'm sure you've had plenty of experience explaining, no, this is what I do, this is how we do it, this is why it's done this way, and it has to be done this way each and every time.
Yeah,
Well,
100%.
Well, the one thing I think is too is the attitude towards people that work that way. You'll see somebody working on a construction, or maybe they're working on the street, doing whatever work they're, what they have, and someone will sit back and say, "Yeah, you better keep on going to school, or you'll end up like one of these guys." But they don't realize that one of these guys could probably buy and sell them about 3 times over. And it's like, no, that's not what you need to tell them. You need to tell them when they see that, it's like, yeah, those are some hardworking people. They make good money. They're down to earth. If that's something you're interested in, playing with the big toys or, chemical pumps, go for it. If that's what you want to go to, at least it'll be easier to pay off the schooling.
That's right, and I tell the people that show up to my stream that you usually don't end up with any student debt if you go into the trades. You don't. It's not expensive. It really isn't. And if you're at a good place, like a good company, sometimes the company will even help you pay for your schooling and that you can do. So it's you're definitely not coming out with as much debt as you would in college.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when I went to community college or technical center, as it was at the time, I didn't have to pay a cent. That was through school. I went there for the last 2 years of my high school in the audiovisual field, but it was also the same technical. Became a mechanic, so it's like, okay, it's kind of a, yeah, this is a family place now. I can sit back and say. But yeah, but then the U of M had to get it. Now they call themselves a college, I suppose, just try to get that stigma that they're just going over there and you're just going to be the lower class there, don't you know?
Cassie, do you have anything you wanted to ask Pop Culture Mechanic?
Sure. Pop, did you watch any of the shows recently?
Which shows, Cash? Which shows are you talking about here?
No, the video gaming shows. Did you watch any of the
like
the Summerfest
and all that?
State of Play or
I can't
Direct or any of that?
Okay, I can't say that I sat down with the intent purpose of like watching it. I did watch one of the other guys, somebody on YouTube stream it.
Okay.
And they were commenting as they went through, and that's why I tuned in to watch a bit, and I'm like, yeah, okay, that's okay, that's okay. As you guys might know, I do play a lot of retro games, stuff that I missed when I was growing up and all that, and catching up with it now. So a lot of the new stuff,
man. Mm-hmm.
No, but I put a lot of the new stuff off to the side. I'm like, okay, well, I don't need to play the latest and greatest right now. I can wait.
Glad to know you're playing Space Invaders.
Space Invaders. That's still fun, I think. But
well, it is a fun game still.
Yeah, no. I mean, with the prices going up on this stuff, with the consoles going into the price, it's like it's amazing to me. And we talked about this on the 500 episode of Pop Talk before Pop, but it's nothing seems to change, and so now they're like, okay, switch 2 games, or you do the $10 upgrade to some of this stuff. Okay, then this stuff is $10 extra, so it's about $70. That's without tax, and then it's like $80 digital. And I have a conversation with people. It's like, oh, I think with some of these different people that I know. I think the new Donkey Kong Bonanza is a $70 game, and I think to myself, well, what makes it a $70 game? And it's their money, Pop. But these are the same people. Not this person, but a lot of them are the same people who are always like, "Oh, why are games getting so expensive?" Well, why did you accept this before? We can make excuses about all kinds of different things, companies, this and that, but you got to blame these customers too if they just start accepting these prices. Oh, I was fine with that, and then you wonder why this stuff starts going up higher later on.
Yeah, and that's why I don't pre-order.
Hey, DJ.
Don't pre-order, because that's
Yeah.
just that's telling them that you can charge whatever you want for, and so people just have to be like, you know what, we're not buying these anymore. I know they won't, but some people have to just until they smarten up.
I decided to take a chance on if you see on there like a game you really like and you're like, all right, I'm going to take a chance on this. But I feel like if you're going to take a chance on this and they're going to spend more money anyways, go for the collector's edition. Unfortunately, it might be the case like Angry Canadian was telling me the other day that they don't want to include the soundtracks now because Nintendo's got an app. Well, that's great, but if there isn't good content on there or that much content, it's a problem. So you got to entice these people, as pop culture. So.
Yep.
And we do have a question for you, Pop, from the chat from Anthony Mazzano, who says, Pop Culture Mechanic, what is your favorite animes currently either on Netflix or Crunchyroll?
Oh, okay. So currently, meaning this season, because I do watch a lot of shows from each season. So right now, Reborn is a vending machine. Beginning after the end, season 2, and Gals Can't Be Kind to Otaku. Those are the 3 that I like right now that are running. So they're very enjoyable.
Very nice, very nice. And Anthony says, what I've been doing recently is going remastered with old Sonic 3D games, and I've been playing a lot of remastered Golden Axe. Let's see if it pulls through. Let's see. And
Okay, PlayStation 5. All right.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice.
Yeah. The PS5 is still a solid choice, I would say, for third-party games and stuff. But I just don't really understand pop culture, like what Microsoft and Sony are doing, and they're trying to seem to compete for who can make the ugliest female characters with less personality or something. So,
I'm all for it.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, who knows?
It's a man's
the
world,
devs.
dang it.
It's the devs. They've got to smarten up and realize, like, look at Stellar Blade. Sold lots of games of it. Had hot girl in it. Your main demographic is male gamers. So guess what?
Right.
They like good-looking women.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
Eve has a personality. I just feel like with Stellar Blade, it became even a bigger issue because of all the media against saying, "Oh, how dare you guys?" Whatever.
Well, it was that certain group of media that was
Mhm.
against it, Cash. Not
Yeah.
everybody was,
No,
was
not
was
everyone.
against it.
But a
But
lot of
here's
the
the
mainstream media was starting their crap again about this. But
But the dirty secret is even the female gamers like it. They want to play an attractive character. They have no problems with it themselves as well. They, the real girl gamers know. So it's not just guys, girls like it too. And I must say the one thing that fascinated me with Stellar Blade watching Mike play it was I was fixated on her butt most of the time. It's like I missed most of the action. But in all seriousness,
yeah,
I mean, everyone always again, like I was saying earlier about how they look down on people that have trades and all that. They're
Yes.
still stuck in that mindset that only guys like this.
well,
And
it's
not the case.
It's also interesting too because people like crap, what was his name? That guy on X Play.
Adam Sessler.
Adam Sessler.
Sessler, yes. I didn't
Oh.
know. I didn't know this at the time, but finding this out later, a few years ago, why the Japanese, and this goes along the same lines as all the nonsense about why the Japanese don't like the letters JRPG, is because of the way that they were used with people like Sessler, and I didn't know his feelings on a lot of this stuff. And then I'm like, oh, that's right. People in the West said, oh, look at this anime, these games. And then a lot of them started playing them, which is really funny. So I can understand how they feel, but Japan shouldn't feel like JRPG is a slant at them. But I understand why they do, because of some Western critics were like, look at this.
Yep. 100%.
Mm-hmm.
And we have another question from Anthony.
Mm-hmm.
Are you a big fan of Arcane? And did you like the Castlevania anime on Netflix?
Okay, Anthony, I've never seen Arcane, and I don't have Netflix, so I didn't watch the Castlevania anime. So I know it sounds funny, I have Popculture in my name, but I don't have any. I don't do any paid streaming services at all.
Yeah.
I do Tubi. Tubi is fun, and you can find a lot on YouTube as well. There's a lot of anime on YouTube.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's my question too. We are in two different countries, which means copyright and such like that. I mean, how much different is like Tubi or some of the other stuff, and even Netflix? I'm sure you kind of know, from friends or whatever. Is the all those services from the what we have down here in the lower 48?
I mean, I know there probably is a few shows that we get that you don't, and of course, just shows that you get that we don't. I can't name any specifically, but there is that difference, and it's just that silly border we got between us.
Yeah.
Well,
VPN. That's all I gotta say. VPN.
If you decide to watch Arcane for whatever reason, you're into at all League of Legends, or you're interested in some of the lore or whatever, I would just watch season 1. I'm sure there's other people who say, no, season 2 is amazing. I don't agree, but season 1 though, there's a lot to like in that their pop culture. Okay. If you're gonna give Arcane a chance.
You never know. I might. I mean, right now, the wife and I, we're watching The Streets of San Francisco from 1971.
Good show.
And so what I'm trying to do is, I'm significantly older than my wife, so I'm trying to show her stuff I used to watch as a kid so that she sees it. And it's like, here, this is the stuff that I grew up with, and we watch it, and she really loves it. She loves the old shows I was showing her, and we got Miami Vice next after that. So
nice, good quality show.
Carl Malden was great in that show.
Oh yes,
and I suppose when you go along and hit that last season, it's like, wait a moment, that's Apollo.
Yes, Dirk Benedict going to be in there, eh?
No, Richard Hatch.
Richard Hatch, sorry, not Dirk Benedict.
And then the funny thing is there's an episode where Richard Hatch arrests Mark Hamill.
That's funny. Nice.
And Tommy and the Guinea Pigs Collective has a question for you. Have you seen the documentary on Tubi about the real founders of McDonald's?
Yes. Actually, we bought the Blu-ray. It's called The Founder. It's the one with Michael Keaton. And it talks about Ray Kroc and all that. And what a fascinating documentary about what really happened to the McDonald's brothers, which was, the guy was a scumbag, really. He was. He really wanted to, but he made McDonald's what it is, how big it is, and just the giant empire. I mean, respect for that, but not respect for how he treated the people along the way.
Yeah, but his wife kind of made up for it when she was, giving all that money away anonymously, making sure that nobody knew she was. Basically, they found out about time that she died.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah, and it's good to see Tree Rock Creations who said try Columbo.
Columbo's good. I think it's a quality show.
Peter Falk.
One more thing, pop culture. Just one more thing.
Just one more thing.
And
Yeah.
Anthony says he feels gameplay has gone
Yes.
downhill lately because most of these publishers for these video games care more about DLC than actual gameplay mechanics
Mhm.
of the game. Yep. How many times have you been by Pop Culture Mechanic or Cash or Baron or anyone where you've heard me moaning and groaning about the gameplay
Yep.
and the mechanics?
Well, they
Yeah.
keep doing. This is why the funny thing is people always want to talk about the woke ruin this, the woke. It's like, guys, there is a whole list of things. We can just point at one stuff. We can point at all kinds of stuff. They want to gouge you with the DLC. They want to gouge you with this. They want to gouge you with that. And then when people also buy some of this stuff, it gets mixed feelings, like on Steam and whatever, because it's just not that good. So if you're going to buy, say, the game and you're really excited for it, go for the collector's edition. You probably find it cheaper, like on PC for Loaded or some other place. But they're just gouging you. Street Fighter is a perfect example. They just gouge you. Oh, buy more DLC, buy more this, buy more that,
Well,
and then on top of it, they start changing some things in like the way some of the characters look. Like the fighting's fine. They get certain things right. Same with the newest Spider-Man movie. They can get some things right, but then all this other stuff, it's like, this is not the best direction. Then you find out, of course, the bloated budgets. That's become a big thing nowadays with movies and games. These bloated budgets, 200 million for the last Bond game, 200 million. Sure, it looks nice, but for 200 million, you'd hope so.
Yeah.
well, but look at the other factor. A game that doesn't have any DLCs,
That's
and
right.
that's the Space Marine remaster that Mike
Right.
played
Oh
with the game,
boy.
and how that was just.
Yes. Yeah, I know.
Just
That's
go
true.
back and play
Yeah.
the anniversary edition.
Yes. Right. The anniversary edition is better.
Yeah.
Or you could play Space Marine 2 like I did last night.
Yeah.
Woo! Hey, way to go, man! I haven't. I need to
Nice.
fire that up again.
Yeah.
I haven't played it quite yet.
don't-
For a little bit.
And don't forget, fellas, like, sure, they can make a game look pretty, like with graphics and all that, but
That's right.
who cares if it looks? Oh, it looks nice, yeah, but it plays
That's
like is the
right.
gameplay garbage?
Exactly.
Is the story terrible? Like,
Right.
Right.
come on,
Yeah.
they need to more focus on that. I know you've got the photorealistic everything and it's immersive. Okay,
Right.
what? So what if my controls don't work? I'm not going to have fun. Like the gaming should be
Yes.
fun when it boils down to it. You have a fun
I
time.
mean,
Yep.
it's
It
been
should
that
be,
way
yeah.
since the 8-bit days, the 16-bit days.
Yes.
Super Nintendo versus
Mhm.
Genesis. Everybody would say,
Oh my
"Yeah, the
gosh.
graphics in this game look so
Yep.
much better on
Mhm.
the Super Nintendo than they do on the
Mhm.
Genesis." But again, what's the gameplay like?
Right. And they had real competition, and that they had that real competition between Sega and Nintendo, you just kept seeing more and more quality games coming out because the
Yep.
people that worked on them, just the way that they grew up, I'm sure they were like, okay, this is what I want to make. And so we've stifled people to saying, something's wrong with you if you go this direction. Something's wrong with you if you go that direction. But then we're making stuff where people are believing that, oh, this is what the 90s were like. And it's like, but you're just lying to yourself.
Mhm.
Instead, just say this is a game that maybe could be based on somewhat of the 90s instead of just lying to yourself about it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Wow.
Anthony says, "I don't think woke ruined anything. I think profit motive ruined the gaming industry. These publishers care more about profits than the quality of the product." I think it's two things. I
Yes.
think it is having the woke agenda and
Mhm.
making a certain amount of profit.
Right.
Because
Right.
we've seen the layoffs with EA recently, Sony, Microsoft recently, because their studios haven't made their money back with recent releases. So profit's always going to be the main factor for any company to survive.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. Like they just keep leaving money on the table. It's like, okay, let's play the exclusive game again. The reason that it works for Nintendo is because that they just keep their games and they keep making quality games that they're fan base likes. Not they do some stupid things. I'm not going to say Nintendo is wonderful. Oh, magical Nintendo, but they're just not doing some
The
of the
best.
stupid things that Sony and Microsoft are doing, especially lately. Here we go with another remake. Here we go with another this. Here we go, and it's like then they're like, let's charge a little bit more. Let's change the way this character looks. And other people say, oh, does it matter? Well, it should matter. That's why people like the way the characters looked. They had more personality. They had more this. And then they just want to make everything less now. Then they want to charge more. Then there's people who are like, yeah, I'm happy to pay more and get less. And you just roll your eyes. You're like, I mean, okay.
Consume. Well, and again, the one thing that just like the movie industry, the gaming industry, they lost their sugar mamas. I mean, the ones that were paying them,
Yes.
all that money, where they didn't have to worry about profits per se.
Right.
And you look at how they were staffed and who they had staffed. So it's everything above the board. They were getting money. They were wanting money. They wanted to push an agenda because a lot of them in there that was their mindset. So you can't just blame completely the woke. It's all
No.
sorts of
Yes.
other
It's decisions that the board
Yes.
makes,
Yes.
the designers make, the director of the game makes.
And now that they got to make money, they don't know how to.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, even something like Stellar Blade is nice, but like I tested the demo of it and I ran into just the demo. I ran into the same problems Mike had, that there was just sometimes that the combat was not functioning quite properly. I'm sure other people say, "Oh, you just get good," but it wasn't functioning sometimes.
It was one of those things, Pop, when I was playing Stellar Blade, that in order to traverse the terrain that I was on or a platform, I couldn't press the analog stick all the way and then stop pushing it and have Eve stop on a dime. No, I had to be very gentle with how I hit that analog stick, because if I went all the way forward, she would go all the way forward, and when it stopped, when I let go of the analog stick. That's how the controls were.
That's
Yeah.
poor. That's poor game control. That's on the
It is.
developers there.
That's
Yep.
right.
That's
It
terrible.
is. It is.
Well,
And it's like people give stuff. This is my other problem with the other side, is they give people a pass because of the character looking nice. That's great. But I still feel like Mike that something like Stellar Blade, it's good, but it's not spectacular because there's some problems with the controls. Now maybe they've been fixed, but I don't know.
And Anthony wants to bring up E.T. to.
It's pretty rough,
That's all I
man.
got.
It's E.T.,
Best game made.
Indiana Jones. There's some rough games there on the Atari
Superman.
2600. Yes,
Yeah, I
Superman's
played-
pretty rough too.
Yeah, I played ET. I did back in the
Oh,
day
God,
when
that
for
was
the
horrible.
Atari. It was you could never win. There was
No.
just no. There was no. It wasn't intuitive. It wasn't anything of figuring out what to do. You just didn't know, and you'd always end up dead. So that was an awful game.
Horrible.
And
At least
Jet says,
Superman was better, a little better than that. Thank God.
not much.
No, but you didn't get killed every game.
And Jet Sparks brings up mixtape, and he says the game that might as well have been a weird artsy animated film. It's the game where you're not really playing. All you gotta do is set the controller down and let the game do its thing.
And it was really odd too, because like back in the day, Sony wouldn't push stuff like they did on their official account about like some tongue thing of mixtape. And I'm like, how much did you guys get paid? And you see it right on their X account, and it's showing the French kissing of the tongues, but it's just like, why? Why are we doing this, Sony? What are we doing here? How much did you get
Well-
paid for this? It's crazy.
I mean, if you want to have a game that really does feel like the bloody 90s, you got that one video game simulator that's out there where you're running a video store in the 1990s.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, it's got silly graphics and stuff like that. The people look silly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But that's the one that gives the big vibes of going back in time. And that's where you're necessarily going with, good storylines and such like that. Yeah, you might not have all that fancy graphics, but, Police Simulator and and Contraband Police. Like I said, that '90s video game simulator. There's a couple of them out there, so I don't know about the other one as much. But you take a look at these, car dealership simulator, and they have stories to them and a lot of stuff you can do, and it's like far more entertaining and most importantly far cheaper.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it's good to see you, Lady Miss, this evening. Glad you're here.
Lady Miss.
Well, see,
Good evening, my lady.
we'll see. Like Tree Rock, you bring that up, and then I'll about the video games considered more of an interactive movie rather than a video game. I think when it comes to that, it needs to be a pretty good balance. I think something like Uncharted has a solid balance on that. You can show but you've got to have enough gameplay to so the players feel engaged. If it's just more of an interactive movie and that's all it is, and there's not much gameplay, especially for an actual game, I think that's a big problem.
Yeah. Where the cutscenes are more than the gameplay. Like if you walk a step and that's a cutscene, and then you walk a few more steps and a cutscene, that's a movie. That's you don't need to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, people are going to give a game like Dispatch or any Telltale game crap for being that formula, but some of those games have actually been pretty fun deciding where the story goes.
Yep, exactly. And
of course, I'm only speaking from my experience. You guys have your own experience with point and click games, and
yeah, well, so it depends. They can be fun, like the old what is it? The Day of the Tentacles, right? That was one.
Oh
of them.
man,
my goodness, that's going back.
Yeah, King's Quest or
King's
Space Quest.
Of course.
Yeah.
King's Quest is brutal, man. But it's that game just wants you to Quest of Glory. For its time, I mean, sure, but you can update the graphics and so on. But there's the first Walking Dead game. I mean, there was enough there. The first Tales of Borderlands game, there was a lot to interact with, and they had good choices, and that's what you got to have, I feel, with those games. Mm-hmm. Even the newest like Batman stuff, there could have been more choices there. It wasn't bad, but there could have been more.
Yeah. And Tommy says that he found a boxed version of E.T. at his dad's house that he now has in his collection.
Woof. Lucky.
Pretty crazy, man.
And Tree Rock says, when is a video game considered an interactive movie rather than a video game? They should specify that it's more of an interactive movie instead of an actual game. If it's going to be like those old VHS tapes that we would put in to play board games where,
oh yeah,
it would ask questions,
right.
Or, think about this. Way back in the day, gentlemen, and I think the four of us on the panel are old enough to remember it. Night Trap.
Night Trap.
Nice Night Trap. Yes,
Night
that's
Trap
right. Oh, the
for
one
the
from
CDI?
Yes, Sega.
Mhm.
Right. Yes, I remember that game. It's still controversial today for good reason, but
Yeah.
The way I look at emulators, if you can't afford to buy a used copy of the game because of the price and the emulator is the way to go, well, do it, but do it with caution. Know that somebody's watching.
Yeah.
Emulators are fine, but I feel like when I was talking to Spock about this recently, he's like, dude, I just get, because emulators can be, they're still not like you're running a Switch game. You're trying a Switch game. It's still probably going to run at 30 frames. You can probably get it to 60, but we need, what would be nice, and I'm sure everybody on the panel and hopefully everybody in the chat agrees, that these games, since certain ones get remastered, I think other ones need to be remastered. They need to be on Steam. They need to be on these other platforms, because I am sure they would make the company a lot of money, but these companies are like, you know what? Let's leave more money on the table. Woohoo! Yay!
I'm all for using emulators. I do in
Yeah,
my gameplay.
I do.
If
Yeah.
it makes it easier to stream, first of all. Secondly, like Mike was saying, if it's too darn expensive, like I recently played Magic Knight Ray Earth for the Sega Saturn.
Okay.
That thing is $1,900
Wow.
used, and
Wow.
you can't find it. There's
Yep.
one available near me, but I am not spending that much for a game to play, and that's why I use an emulator, and I'm not against
Yes.
them. I think they do well. They've really come a long way since the very
Yes.
first days of emulation. So, sure, use an emulator. It'll help you experience the games that you can't get.
Yep. But wouldn't it be nice if they actually would put this stuff on Steam? You know, it's like ask people with the survey, "Wait, would you guys like this game coming back? Would you like a remake of this?" Not just certain ones, but a lot of this other stuff, racing games, whatever it is. Just so then it would be on these platforms that hasn't been. I mean, they can't still, Activision Blizzard still won't put those dang older Transformers games back on Steam or even Game Pass. It's like, what's taking you fools so long?
They're just, like you say, they're just leaving the money there. They're not even. It's like, don't you like money? Because if you put
Right.
this out there, people are gonna snap it up.
They
Yeah,
are.
but I mean, even my streams of War for Cybertron, Follow Cybertron, people were coming by and saying, "How are you playing this?" I'm playing it on my PS5 because I had already had a copy of the game that I was able to download digitally on my PS4. Well, Follow Cybertron was able to play perfectly on my PS5 because it let me download it on my PS5. Of course, I still have the physical copies of both
Nice.
games.
Nice.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And it's good to see Kilted Cajun who says boo. Well, boo to you too, sir. Boo to you.
What's
What's
he
up,
doing here?
Gilton?
Who let that Jean in here? Unless
Scary.
he has some
Jean,
good
Jean.
gumbo. If he has some good gumbo, then he's welcome.
And Anthony,
How
has a
you doing there,
question.
Tilted?
Says, joking around here, do you guys think they would ever remaster ET and bring it back so a newer generation could experience it with better gameplay mechanics?
Nope.
No,
I don't
Nope,
think so.
they won't.
No.
I don't think there's a lot of people today that know who ET is. To be honest,
And does Steven Spielberg want it? I guess it would be the big thing.
Yes.
Mhm.
That, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, if he put his stamp of approval
Yes.
behind it, then I'm sure a company out there would make it. But as
Yeah.
far as the masses wanting a remaster of ET, I would say it's going to be very hard to convince anybody that they want to play that game, considering the reputation it's gained, not just in social media, but also because of YouTubers making videos about it. You know,
And-
Angry Video Game Nerd making his video about it, you know, making his movie about looking for the cartridges.
And Jet, their Sega is actually bringing some of their classics back. They're bringing some of their classics back, which is great. This is the other thing. Whenever you're lost, but you've got games that people would love, why not make a new game in that franchise and just keep building up what you did before? People still want Jack and Daxter to come back. People still want Sly Cooper to come back, and they want these games. And I'm not saying that the companies should be saying, you know, we're going to do this because if we don't, blah 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 blah, they're going to beat us up or whatever. But no, they should bring this stuff back, and they don't. It's really weird. And other stuff that was on Xbox and so on, it won't come to PC for whatever reason. Once again, just leaving money on the table all the time. It's crazy.
Yep.
And
How would you
Anthony,
remaster that game? How? It's impossible. I mean, unless you're going to go out there and do a more humorous version, a satire version. But Steven wouldn't allow that. How would you?
no, he would want it to follow the story
Yeah.
of the movie.
Well, yeah,
See what-
and all the guys running around with with walkie-talkies now.
And Anthony says, do you guys believe that the gaming industry focusing so much on making their systems compatible with the technology that we have with televisions, with 8K and 4K, let's see, that the gameplay mechanics have suffered because of it? and the storytelling has suffered with the obsession with catching up with the technology on the television screens? I don't think so.
No, I don't think either. Yeah. Oh, everyone. I think pretty much everyone has a 4K television. 8K. I don't even think you can see an 8K. I'll tell you the truth. I mean, so just make your game having good graphics. They shouldn't concentrate on that anymore. It doesn't matter. They shouldn't. They should concentrate on gameplay, controls, and if it's fun or not.
Yeah.
Make sure that when you release the game, that any issues that it had before release have been fixed, because there are so many games that are, available in early access now, to where we've all become the game testers.
Right,
It's
which
no
is
longer
crazy.
the companies employing
Right.
testers, testing out the games in every aspect. We have become the testers because of early access.
Yeah, and some of them are okay, but there's just too many of them, I feel.
But one of the things I do want to ask you about, and you know about a hell of a lot more than the three of us, is what's been going on in your neck of the woods.
Oh, in regards to the leaving the country, is that what you mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, yes. So, for those that don't know, Alberta, the province of Alberta in Canada, wants to. There's a grassroots movement that people would like to separate from Canada, because we're so tired of being taken advantage of by the people in Ottawa, the capital. They take our oil money. They're happy to take that, but they don't want to let anything back in return. They don't want us to build more pipelines or anything like that. They want us to be oppressed and pushed down and suffer. So a lot of people were upset about that, and they decided, okay, well, you know what? We want to form our own country. So we're going to set up a petition to get signatures to see how many people would be in favor of a referendum. So we did that. They got 322,000 signatures, which was more than the 177,000 we needed. So we almost got double. And now what should happen, the next step should be to have a referendum in October to decide, and they should have the question on there: should Alberta become its own free nation or remain in Canada? That should be the question. And there is a lot of interference, obviously. You're going to have the fearmongers that want people to stay in Canada. They're probably being paid by the federal government to do that, to cause trouble and make it so that they can spread the fear that leaving is a bad idea. Because as soon as Alberta leaves, the rest of Canada will have to pay its own way, rather than just taking the oil money that we get. They're going to be they'll have to face the reality that things are more expensive than they originally thought they were. So I'm all for this. I really would like it to see us become our own nation. We would have the third largest oil reserve or fourth largest oil reserve in the world. And we could start cooperating with our neighbors to the south, mainly you guys, by negotiating pipelines and such to go through. If the rest of Canada doesn't want to play ball, it's like, fine, we will send our oil through the U.S. that direction. And I'm sure they will be more than happy to help us out. All that kind of stuff. If we need protection, I'm sure we could ask for a little bit of military help as well. It's something that is it's a big thing, but I'm afraid, and we've seen this before. In 1995, Quebec wanted to separate as well, and they had a vote, and it ended up like 50.1 to 49.9 in favor of staying. So they had like 0.1 of a percentage that kept Quebec from leaving Canada. So I have a bad feeling that it's going to be a lot of misinformation, a lot of fear mongering. Then they're going to try to make people stay in Canada, and it's unfortunate that the majority are going to be not doing their homework and looking into the real facts about what is going on. They're just going to vote to stay in Canada, and I for one would like to see us head out on our own.
Yeah. And Anthony asks you, does your province suffer the same as Washington, D.C., where you guys really don't have a representative in your parliament like D.C. doesn't have a representative in Congress or Senate? Well, Washington, D.C. shouldn't have any kind of representation. I will say that.
Yeah, no, that's a good question though. Like the way it works here, I'm not sure if Anthony's familiar, but we vote for our people in our ridings, and the majority of ridings, if they're conservative, then we have a conservative government in Ottawa. So if we vote liberal, then they have the liberal majority. So what happens is Quebec and Ontario vote, and they vote liberal all the time, and they have the majority of the population there, so they get the majority of the votes there. No matter how much anybody in the western provinces, so Manitoba, Saskatchewan, Alberta, British Columbia, it doesn't matter. If we all voted conservative, we could never beat them. So it's not fair already. There is no proportional representation, which is a big thing that people push for. But yeah, we don't have, even if we had a majority, they still are going to listen to people in Quebec and Ontario. We don't get a big enough voice. They just don't listen. So that's the problem.
It's not really any different from, say, California or Texas, those bigger states. They get more of a say than a smaller state does.
Yeah, that's not fair.
That's why I'm glad California isn't one of the swing states.
Well, and and the big thing too is, like you were saying about the ones that have the majority population and very left to center, they don't even consider themselves Canadians. They consider themselves Quebecians. You got that problem where there's not even a sense of unity up there.
No, there isn't. How can you have a party? And I'm talking about the Bloc Québécois. Their only mandate is to separate from Canada. That's the only thing. So you have a whole political party dedicated to leaving the country. Like that doesn't make any sense. That started way back when too, in the 70s with the Parti Québécois with René Lévesque and all that, and then it metamorphosed into the Bloc Québécois. So that's what they do over there. But you're right; they don't consider themselves Canadian. They're like, no, we're not Canadian. We're Quebecois.
Yeah, I mean, didn't they?
We're French.
Like 95 was like the third attempt, I believe. If I'm, correct me if I'm wrong, but for them wanting to separate. So, and I don't think the rest of Canada really. It's like, okay, go leave. France hates you, and the Cajuns hate you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, we out here in the West, we were like, yeah, okay, take your share of the debt and get lost. You want to leave? Go away. Yeah. But nope.
I mean, back about that time, I was up in Saskatoon, don't you know? And
nice
we
city.
were in there, and we started telling Quebecian jokes to the bartender. Before we knew it, we were getting free beers. Yeah, it's like these Americans coming up here telling these Quebecian jokes. Here, you keep on, here you go, more beer. It's like, okay, now I know how I can get free beers. Just tell Quebec jokes.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and Tommy says, I say down with government as they are now. We need true People's Republic here. Yeah, we all need a reset. Canada needs a reset. We need a reset.
Yeah.
Right.
And excuse me, Anthony adds, I feel politics around the world, it's one side or the other. There's no middle ground anymore. Yeah, you're either with us or against us. And pick your party as far as who's using that saying, because both sides use that saying. You're either with me or you're against me. How about staying in the middle and looking at both sides and going, you're both nuts? Because I am doing that more and more.
Yeah, that makes more sense. And it's bad. It's worse here because we have like 3 parties. So you guys have 2, but we have 3. So it divides the vote even more, which is brilliant on the government's part. It's like, hey, we can divide more votes, and that way we'll always come up, winning. So it's ridiculous.
So continuing with this topic, I know you had said that there are going to be people that are going to vote to stay in Canada, but do you think there, between now and October, there's going to be enough push from people to say, no, we need to secede?
It depends on the information they get. There's going to be a lot of misinformation from the federal government's going to push a lot of information that or misinformation, I should say, and people are just going to believe. Some people are still stuck watching the mainstream media, so they're going to just believe what they're told.
Of course.
They're not going to
propaganda tool called CBC.
CBC. You got it.
Yeah, which is just like BBC. It's government run and is what they want to push.
Yeah. 100%. That's what's going to happen. I'm afraid, people don't want to do their own research and dig for information, so they'll just stupidly follow along with what's going on. They don't think wanting to have better for themselves.
Which is exactly what Anthony brings up here. That people, they just don't want to think for themselves. Come on.
That's the biggest problem about stuff, and they think people are so dumb about stuff, and a lot of people around the world they think that bringing in all these different people into your country is a good thing. Then you get the problem is are they going to follow our laws, and if they don't, then you're stuck with them. So, or then you can try to ship them out, but then that's a problem too. And it just goes on and on. You talk to somebody, you talk to them about any things about history, slavery, whatever. I saw this one video. This UK guy ran to the black guy just so he would agree with him. It was hilarious, but it's just so ignorant. It's just you agree that you're oppressed, right? Yeah, in this country, yeah, and you're just like, oh, did I just see?
Yeah, I mean, think about it, ladies and gentlemen. Critical thinking. It applies when we decide who we're going to vote for in an election.
Yes.
Because prior to casting that vote, hopefully we've done enough research on one candidate versus the other, what they've done in the past compared to what they're promising to do in the future. Because what they've done in the past, as far as votes, that means something.
Yep. It's amazing that a lot of the people, because like here, like in California, for example, they oh well we've always been a blue state, we've been blue state. Well, in the last election, 38% went red. So they're just, when people get fed up, they're going to get fed up. But what's amazing to me also, like one side is just like, oh, we want to control everything. The other side is like, well, we should help out, but nah, we're not going to. And then there's a few people there who are like, yeah, let's actually do something. And then when you want to do something, then other people get mad. It's like, so we don't want our cities and our state to be beautiful and fix crime and fix this. We want the same crap to go on for years and years and years. It's insane. And you talk to these people. No, you have to understand, I voted for this person because of black pride. Are you an idiot? Like that would be the same thing if a white person said, oh, I voted for this because of white pride. And don't say white pride, especially here in America, man. Probably in Canada. How dare you?
That's programming at its finest, right there. That person is programmed and is a non-thinker. That's what that boils down to.
That's right.
Yes. And it's great to see the lovely Sherry this evening. Sherry, I hope you've been doing well.
Yep.
It's great to see you.
Hi, Sherry.
It's really, hello, Sherry. It's really amazing that you can't nowadays sit down with anybody and talk about anything. It doesn't matter if it's a show. It doesn't matter if it's politics. Somebody at some point is going to yell at you and how dare you, you're a horrible person, whatever. It's really something to see, man. It's crazy.
And DJ says a bunch of people voted for for logical reasons, but their persistence in the face of knowing, it is.
Right. And then what do? They put Como in there. Disgraced. Slime ball.
Yes.
Already had to step down across the board. What the hell were you thinking? Oh, I know what they were thinking. That was their way to make sure that Madami got in.
Right. Yeah, Madorky. can't help myself. I can't help myself. I just can't.
Zero Madami. Yeah,
That was good. That was good.
I just it's like and I was having a conversation with a friend of mine recently, just a few days ago, and he's like, "Well, why do you think more people in the United States want communism and socialism?" And I'm like, "Because they're stupid and brainwashed." Yeah, I mean, what else do you want? Oh, because of what's going on now? Yeah, what's going on now? Okay, fine. What's going on in Iran? What's going on with this? So you guys know for sure. You can read people like Trump's mind that he's going to stay in Iran forever, that it's a forever war. We know that for sure. Okay, sure.
Well, to bring this point in,
Could be anybody.
Well, I can understand a lot of people's feelings on that. I really do.
Of course.
From the first Gulf War, and especially the George W. Bush disaster.
Yep, I know.
And of course, and the ones that came after that, up to Biden, that really effed things up with that.
Yes.
It's like, yeah, they can understand that. I mean, how many years were we there futzing around?
Right.
They do, because they're going around and playing the politics game of war.
Right.
No,
exactly.
you need to play the war game of war.
Right.
And if there's politics involved, it's the politics of war.
Mm-hmm.
And and that's the thing, and that's why we're not going to be there much longer.
Well, we can't really be, especially since the midterms are coming.
Well, no, I mean,
I know, but
the attitude, screw that. We're doing what is right, and that was what is going through the person's mind.
And Baron, with all due respect, I disagree.
You do? Okay.
I think we're going to be there a lot longer than we intended.
Mm-hmm.
Because they never had a contingency plan. Okay, this is how we're going to start it. This is going to be the middle of it, and this is how we're going to get out of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think they do have a contingency plan, but the thing is
they better.
The thing is we keep on hearing the stuff from them. No matter what, we're getting is the negative, and we have a president now who's doing the right thing, not telling him what we're doing, keeping us all clamped up. Which
I understand that you don't want the enemy to know your next move. While you're playing a game of chess.
No. And if for some reason some of our equipment falls and whatever, we just have to blow it up so the enemy can't get it. That's just smart.
Right. And Tim has a question. Mm-hmm. And that question is, how much is China helping Canada with misinformation?
It could be a lot. I mean, I know Carney wants to have closer ties with China. I personally don't. I think it's a stupid idea to get involved with those guys because they come in and they take over. So it's. I've always been a big proponent of Canada-U.S. relations being good. We are allies. We have been for a lot of years. I think he's an idiot for spitting in the face. Just because, he doesn't like Trump, or it's easy for him to blame Trump for everything. And that way he looks like the good guy,
right?
Which is what a lot of these idiots up here that suffer from Trump derangement syndrome, they will always blame him. And it's like, well, what happens when he's not in there anymore? Then what are you going to do?
Do other people in Canada feel that way, that Trump derangement syndrome is a big problem, or is that
I see it. I see that people that have it, I see people that have Trump derangement syndrome, even as far north as I am. And it's like, man, this is crazy. Why are you worried about that guy when we have our own idiot to worry about?
Dude, there's people in Poland who feel the same way. It's all over. It's crazy. And I swear it's a lot of the media. Like, I understand Trump can be ridiculous about some things, but to believe this man was like the son of Satan or something.
No, he's an easy scapegoat.
That's right.
And politicians love him for it.
Yeah, and Anthony, the thing is, the rich have always controlled our politics, whether we like to admit it or not.
Right. What I think where we falter on that is we believe that every rich person doesn't care about people. Then why do some of them create jobs? So it's easy for everybody to just put everybody in the same category. Oh, well, if you think this way, then you're a this. If you think that way, you're a this. It's it's so stupid. It really,
Yes, it is. Yeah.
it's so
Al-
dumb.
Also, Anthony, look up John D. Rockefeller and see how much influence he had over your education system and pharmaceutical products, because you'd be surprised what he did.
Mhm. I mean, you know, there's always been a conspiracy about the Titanic sinking, and because
Oh,
you
yes.
had all those big names
Mhm.
on board the
Yes.
Titanic.
Yeah.
It was some are saying, yeah, you have them all there, and yes, this goes into conspiracy theory, where people are saying you have them all there, and then this incident happens, and they go down with the ship, which means less competition.
And J.P. Morgan was the guy that canceled his reservations on there the day of.
Yes.
Crazy.
I've done research into the Titanic and also the things that happened to occur as it got closer or the day of the Titanic's launch.
Yes.
Yep, they were really arrogant and felt like nothing could ever take down that beautiful ship.
There's also, if you ever, Mike, you've done your research on it. Do you believe that that was the Titanic, or was that the Olympic?
I'm not one of those people that say that the ships were swapped.
Okay.
I still think it's Titanic, and you do your further research into the blueprints, into the paperwork, and things that were found at the wreckage that identify it as the Titanic. It's not the Olympic. It is Titanic, but I think things were put into motion to make sure that certain events happened. I mean, Captain Smith was even told going into the icy waters of the Atlantic, especially that region, that you don't want to go full speed. And there were even people saying we should stay here for the night, then come sunrise, we should continue on because we would have better visibility. And also, you hear about how the binoculars were missing. Very convenient, don't you think?
Yes.
Yeah, it's unfortunately
it goes down a completely different rabbit hole, and the more research you do, the more you do question. At least I have.
Yes.
Well-
and oh, sorry. Go ahead, Baron.
Oh no, go on. You're the guest.
I was gonna say it sank in 1912. The Federal Reserve started in 1913, and World War I started in 1914.
Yep.
I mean, everything lines up like dominoes for that to happen. The guys that were going to oppose the Federal Reserve were the ones that were on the Titanic, because because you guys have had like 3 Federal Reserve banks in history, and I think Andrew Jackson got rid of one of them. And just because they knew they were going to be beholden to foreign bankers, because it's not a federal bank at all. It's a privately owned bank. And they're like, no, we got to get rid of this because they will own the country through debt. And that's why they were opposed to the Federal
where we
Reserve.
are now.
Yes, 100%.
Well, the thing is, the bad thing about conspiracy theories is, after all the libel, smears, slander that's thrown to people who bring them up, more often than not, they come true. I mean, you take a look at how people talk about during Prohibition, people going blind or such off the bootleggers' moonshine, and that's BS. I mean, yeah, you did have some people who didn't do things quite to Hoyle, but you don't want to kill your customers. You want to have return customers. That's why you had Minnesota 13 here, and as the only name brand bootleg, and of course we're so close to Canada, it's so easy to get over the border. You want to know who was doing the poisoning? The U.S. government. They were putting wood alcohol, close to 40% wood alcohol out there, and when people were drinking it, guess what happened? That's when it happened. They started getting sick, dying, blind, and then they blamed the people who were moonshining.
Aha.
So I mean, let's get that going, and that's a conspiracy theory that came true. I mean, let's just go down the rest of the list when you start finding out. Whoa, this sounds wild, but it happened. The Tuskegee, ask people down there about what they think about STDs that the government was so kind to give them. I mean, it's rife out there.
Oh,
So
there's
yeah,
some.
I'm not quick to dismiss conspiracy theories unless
No.
they are truly off the wall.
Well,
There-
I
there-
mean,
Even
the conspiracy theories about JFK actually ended up turning out true. What a shock. I mean, I say that because it's like there was a lot going on. Oh, that couldn't be. Oh, but it was. And when the records finally just got released recently, it was about a few years ago or something. Yeah, at least. Then it was like, wow, that's something right there. Like that the fact that you finding out the CIA, and this is now true, and the FBI were involved in the assassination of an American president. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's too bad it takes so long to find out.
I know,
And,
man.
Mhm.
Seriously.
there is unscrupulous things going on behind the scenes, and it's not meant for the betterment of the people. Speaking of JFK, did you guys might know that the reason his dad made all that money was because he was a rum runner in prohibition.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
Right.
mean the ties to the JFK, finding that on the from the radio a few years ago about being tied to the mafia, like it's just crazy. This
Yeah.
stuff
Well,
is crazy stuff.
well,
I don't know how
that's
many
just
of his
it.
family was, but yeah.
Well, a lot of them. They basically were a mafia, trying to become a mafia type family, and along the way they crossed the ones that really mattered. That's why they're on the list of possible people that wanted him taken out.
Yeah,
The
of course.
funny
And
thing is
Mhm.
JFK was not guaranteed to win re-election. In fact, he was not really all that popular at that time for many reasons: Cuban Missile Crisis, Bay of Pigs. He just was a pretty face. And the best thing to happen to his presidency, I know this sounds harsh, but made him legendary, was his assassination. Because you can't say bad things about the dead. Well, if it's true, you can say it. JFK was not that good of a president. JFK really screwed us over on a lot of things and others. That's why many Cubans, will not vote Democrat. And they hate JFK.
Well, I think about the reputation that the Kennedy family themselves have.
Oh, yeah. A little drive, and accidentally, instead of driving a Volkswagen, it was a Lincoln. So when it went into the lake or the river, the pond, whatever it was, it didn't float. One of the great dark humor jokes that National Lampoon did was they did a fake ad for Volkswagen because the Beatles could float for a while, and if they didn't have a lot of rust, that is, and basically they said the joke was going to the fact that if Ted Kennedy had a Beatle, everyone,
Boy.
Mary Jo Kopechne would still be alive.
Yeah.
Um,
Jeez.
yeah, I know. I mean, National Lampoon in its day was brilliant.
That is brutal,
Yeah.
but it makes you
It
think
was.
about this stuff. It's
Yeah.
fucking brutal.
It does. It does. But I mean,
But
you take a look at him and forcing himself on the women and whatnot. Yeah, I mean, the only decent Kennedy was the one that passed away in World War II, and that was Joe Jr. And that's who Joe Sr. was wanting to groom into being the president. Well, he got killed in World War II. So, okay, now gotta go one step down, and there's Jay. We'll go with John.
Yeah.
And, and then of course it would be, then if something happened, it would be Bobby, who did try and didn't make it. And then the next one would be the one that has extra chromosomes, Teddy.
well, yeah, it's interesting all the tragedies that the Kennedys have had too. Not just the assassination, but the
No.
plane crash. It's really, and they just did what was it? They did something on FX about Caroline, and,
Well,
John
yeah.
F. Kennedy. So
Well, yeah. I
and
mean,
John Jr. Excuse me.
I mean,
Mhm.
Jackie had to marry Onassis for protection. That was a marriage of convenience, not of love. She was afraid that whoever went after Jack would come after her.
Mm-hmm.
And what did she know? And then you had the situation with John. What the heck are you doing with a leg brace in an airplane, flying at night without having full instrument training
Yeah, I don't know. It's just
over
crazy.
water that doesn't
Yeah.
have landmarks?
It's interesting. Yeah,
Yeah, that is
Somebody
stupid.
really had it in for him.
possibly. I don't know.
Or it's completely 100%.
Or it's just
stupidity, too.
yeah. It wasn't.
I mean,
He wasn't being as smart as he could have been. Yeah,
well, he had to take the bar a couple times. He failed.
it's interesting. Yeah.
I mean, Pop, I'm sure there's got to be some Canadian politicians that we're not familiar with that, you have your own doubts when it comes to whether they can do their job or not. And
Oh yeah, I mean, we had a local guy here. He was an MP, and that's just member of parliament. He got caught drunk driving. Wouldn't roll down his window. Wouldn't talk to the police. Apparently, he gets special treatment if you don't roll down your window or want to talk to the police. At least that's what this guy did, and I was just flabbergasted. I'm like, okay, so this jack off gets freaking a pass for drinking and driving, and the rest of us would have been thrown in the slammer. So there you go. Like that's just one of them, and
Yeah.
you know,
Oh well, it gets worse when the police officers. You think, oh, if they're going to protect us, it's like no. Now they're starting to get corrupt, and sometimes that can happen. And
Well-
it's just. But what I draw the line is when people always bunch one person together. Oh, all police officers are evil, or all military people are evil, or this people are evil, and it's like, well, do you know why they're here? Of course you don't want to know. But the news told you things, and then you went to go and protest or become an agitator or whatever, and it's like you're not doing yourselves any favors, and then you wonder why you get taken down by other cops and whatever.
Well, the big problem is you got a lot of the cops that are, the majority of the cops are good. They really
I
are.
think so.
It's the machine that's crooked. And yeah, you get the bad ones in there that thrive off of that machine, and they put all these restrictions onto the police officers. And yes, they do use the police as fundraisers, or to get extra money. And they'll say, "Oh no, that's not the case. Just take a look at the price of the ticket. That's not much." Okay, that's the ticket. Yeah. Now let's take a look at all the filing fees and other fees you get on the inside of it when you go to pay for it, and all of a sudden that ticket is 2, 3, 4 times as much in fees than what the actual ticket was for. If that's not trying to get money from the people and take advantage of it, I don't know what is.
I don't know what it is either, but I do know that we have about 27 minutes left with Pop Culture Mechanic. So I want to find out from Pop Culture Mechanic, what animes should we all be watching?
Woo!
Oh, okay, here we go. Anime time.
I don't have time for One Piece, so don't say that.
There is a way around that, though, but
yeah,
that's okay. That's okay.
One Piece or whatever. Yeah,
you can tell me, but I'm not going to go through thousands or so episodes.
No, you don't have to. If you the short version, if you want to watch One Piece, all you have to do is get they have the compressed movies that you can watch of each arc, and you could do it that way. So you won't have to watch all 1,000 of it. There'll just be just those ones there you can watch.
Yeah, they brag about the Simpsons. It's like, yeah, come on, Simpsons, look at this.
Oof. Yeah, the Simpsons.
that show's been going on long
forever.
Yep.
Yeah, too long.
Probably.
The Pop Talk time no longer overlaps with Mechanic on Sunday. Oh, okay.
Yeah. I was gonna say DJ's brought up back in the day where the Sunday edition of Pop Talk would be on at 11 o'clock Eastern time. Of course, your show would be on at 11 o'clock Eastern time. So we're fighting for that audience.
Fighting for that. Yeah. So you guys want to know anime? So there's many genres you can look into, like, and it all depends on your own personal choices, what your personal preferences are for genres. If anyone ever asks me for a suggestion, I'll always want to know about the person, what they like to watch. You know, what's your favorite genre, and then I can sort of tailor what you'd want to watch. You know, so if you're like, oh, I want to watch mecha, like big stompy robots. Oh, okay. You want to watch something like Macross Frontier or Gunbuster or Kishin Core. That one takes place during World War II, and they have mechs for the Axis and the Allies, if you can believe it. So if you ever want to get into watching something like that, you can do that. One of the ones it's really popular right now is called Freren. If you want to watch Freren, that's an excellent show.
I've started watching that.
Yeah,
a bit.
It is top tier in my opinion. It is one of the top tier shows you can watch. And you can go by decade as well. It's like, oh, okay, what about 90s? What do you want to watch from that? How about Cowboy Bebop? That's a great one.
Excellent show.
How about
Trigun?
Trigun, yep. Mm-hmm. Love that.
Yeah.
Great show.
Yeah.
Classic show.
Do you want to watch romantic comedies? You can watch, I don't know, 2.5 Dimensional Seduction. You can watch Hokkaido Gals are super adorable.
I've heard of some. What about?
I
Love
watched
Hina?
those romantic ones.
Love
They're
Hina.
called hentai.
Ha!
Oh, hentai. I like to.
We don't go that far.
Oh, okay. I thought
you
those
wanna
were the
watch-
romantic ones.
No, Baron. Come on, man.
Or if you want to watch like space opera, you can watch Space Battleship Yamato 2199, which is a remake of the original, and it is top tier.
I've seen some of that. It is good.
It is excellent.
Yeah, and when
I'm
you're
a big fan of Starbase /
when
Space Battleship Yamato.
Nice.
when you're starting out with any anime you want to show somebody, probably the best idea is not to show them the fan service one, because I remember somebody did that before in Discord. It didn't work out too well. They were turned off. They saw some woman in her panties and some.
And DJ
Yeah.
says that we should watch all of Macross.
Yes.
What's that?
DJ's my Macross buddy. So Macross started back in 1982 as Super Dimensional
So
Fortress
crazy.
Macross,
Yeah.
and then it had a sequel. You could later on you could watch Macross Plus, Macross 7, and then later on there was Macross 0 and Macross Frontier and Macross Delta. So there's a bunch of different series you can get into, but Super Dimensional Fortress Macross started it off first, and 36 episodes long, and it's what started out the whole Macross universe. And you can also watch the movie. It's called Do You Remember Love? It's called Macross the movie. So you watch that, and that'll compress all of Super Dimensional Fortress Macross all down into one movie length.
DJ, how do you?
And of
Go
course, Tommy's bringing up the fact that a certain character from a certain franchise was originally taken from the Macross line.
Yep, I remember that.
What about DJ? You know that they're making a new Gundam game. I'm sure you had heard of it. I know you're a big Gundam fan. That's another, of course, popular. I would say that's a popular anime mecha anime for sure.
People
Gundam.
love their Gundam. That's so true. Like it you know, it started in 1979 as well, so it's got its roots way back to when. So there's a lot of Gundam to watch out there.
I watched the original movies, and I thoroughly enjoyed them.
Yeah, there's some. I've watched a few Gundam movies myself. Gundam Wing Endless Waltz, Iron Blooded Orphans was quite good. There's which one? What was that one again? You know, there's Gundam Seed. So yeah, there's been a few I've gotten into as far. I'm not a hardcore Gundam fan like some people. I know DJ,
Yeah.
he's right in there.
He's
Yep.
definitely hardcore about it. Yeah.
yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Nope.
Yeah, and
Not
he
at
wants
all.
to be trans Gundam, so he's been working for a
Oh,
long time.
jeez.
To be able to do that.
A
Making his
DJ
transition.
in disguise.
Oh, right, right. Yeah, it's also funny too when it's like, oh man, you remember Robotech? It's like Robotech, man. This was Macross before. Okay, all right, calm down.
Yeah. There's some of us that
Oh,
get
yeah.
a little bit.
I understand that though.
Yeah,
It's
we
like,
get a little
oh,
bit touchy about that.
yeah.
I had a theme like I do for my anime. Every month I'll have a different theme. And I had one where it was if you're new to anime. So showcased some shows and series that to watch if you are brand new. So some of them were Battle of the Planets. I did have Robotech. I had Star Blazers,
Yes,
right?
Star
Because
Blazers, right.
they might not want to jump into reading subtitles, so you can just do the dubbed, and they can get into it that way. It's a little more easy.
Yeah, good old Phil always talking about Star Blazers. You know what got ripped off? You know what Star Wars ripped off? Star Blazers. Every time, man. Every time.
Nice.
It's funny.
Yep, there's stuff like Voltron and Astro Boy, Sailor Moon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Dragon Ball, Inuyasha.
Yeah.
I mean, you mentioned Voltron, or as it was originally known as Gold Line, and you see what they had to take out just so they could air it here in North America. It's like, no, you ruined it.
Oh, they took out so much. Yep.
Did they? That's unfortunate.
Yeah, they did.
They had to though because of the broadcast
Right.
standards. You
I
can't,
know.
show a lot of that stuff.
I mean, Voltron is still cool with the lions and the teamwork, but I'm sure there was more. It's the same with how violent Turtles got, or something like that's not anime, but or something like Power Rangers, and how violent. Like there was actually Power Rangers that died.
Yes.
I remember
Yep.
reading about it. It's crazy.
Yep.
They got really dark with this stuff, and I'm like, they did have stuff before like Spawn on, like HBO. That seems like a place, or even like maybe Adult Swim, where you could make something like that or put that on there at night or whatever. I don't know. I mean, they had shows like Primal. If you ever watch Primal Pop Culture, that's show's brutal, of course.
Don't
It's
think I've
Primal,
seen that.
but, yeah.
And Veritex, good to see you this evening.
Hey,
Yes.
Vertex.
Oh.
Welcome.
Yeah, I don't know if you watched Freezing. The thing is, like the harem type animes, like there's that, and then there's craziness, and then characters die and they're fighting aliens, and then there's other ones that are more anime. But I also know, I'm sure you know this as well, Pop Culture, that there's just, I get it that some people just can't get into anime, and I understand that. They don't like the art style. They don't like this. It's fine.
Yeah, and that's okay. But all I tell people is it's just a different medium for telling a story. That's all.
That's
It's just happens to be animated, and it's just a different way of telling a story because maybe it's easier to do than live action.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I couldn't believe how good like Rise of the Shield Hero was, especially season 1. It's like, man, you really feel for this guy. And then season 2 comes. I don't know if you've watched this one.
Not Shield Hero,
Pop
no.
Culture. But season 2, it's like, no, you guys are making him not the underdog. The whole point of this show is he needs to be the underdog. You're changing everything. It's not working as well.
That's unfortunate when that happens. Yeah, I know.
Mhm.
Some of them, some of the shows do. You don't know what the creator was thinking, and it kind of, it loses what it had to make it so popular.
Yeah, and Tommy asked if you knew that there was supposed to be 4 different versions of Voltron. That's what they originally planned.
I know there's Go Lion, but there was also one with cars, I thought.
Yes, there was.
I only know the 2. I didn't know there was supposed to be 4.
Yes, we've had, and there's been about now 4 total animated series. Let's see, the last one was the Netflix one. But before that, there was one in 3D. That was pretty good, I remember. Then, of course, the Cars one, and then the other one, Defenders of the Universe.
Ah, yes.
And Lady Miss says, and it's actually season 2 wasn't as good, but it's still okay. Yeah. See, that was the problem, is you went from the Lion team to the vehicle team, and everybody was like, huh?
Yeah, it's just,
Who are these guys?
yeah. I just feel there's a lot to like about stuff like Voltron. There's the friendship aspect. There's the fact that there's suffering. There's people you have hope. Things that we need in more of these shows. It's not so doom and gloom. It's either doom and gloom, now it's too sadistic, and the list goes on and on and on.
Oh, we all know what sold everybody on Voltron, and it was that opening narration.
So
With
great.
Peter Cullen.
Yep.
So great. Such a smart marketing idea.
Yep, very
Love
good.
that guy's voice.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
No, and Cash is right. I mean, they don't need to be all grimdark and dystopian to be good. Like
No.
I don't understand for the life of me, and I will never understand why Attack on Titan became the normie anime. It just blew me away. I'm like, why are people looking at this? Why are normies liking Attack on Titan?
I tried to watch it, man. I couldn't get into it. I was like, okay,
here.
big giants, and then they're fighting. I don't know. I just wasn't feeling it for whatever reason. But people are very get upset about things. I remember when I watched Agami Ga Kill. Did you ever watch that one, Pop Culture?
No, that's one I haven't gotten into yet.
That one, it's like, hey guys, you want to see something cool? Let's see how edgy we can be, and we kill all the main characters. Is that cool? Oh, hey, that character went over here. Oh, he's dead now. Yeah, woo, yeah. All right, this main character did the same thing. It's like, why is he so stupid? He knows something might happen to him. He might actually die. Oh, it's cool though. And I remember somebody got really upset when I was making fun of that, and it's not because they didn't like it. I'm like, dude, I can't do it. And they got really upset. It was really funny to me. But why do you need to do this edgy stuff? It's just like some of this other stuff. Hey, look at what we can push. And the sexual stuff that had never been part of these things before. But now we're going to push this. And it's like, okay, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, that's it. I prefer the more. If you look at my Annie list, which is where I track all the anime I watch and plan what I'm going to watch, because it's part of my show I do on Sunday, so I have to make sure I'm trying to stay on top of things. But Annie list, and I will watch a myriad of different genres. So I prefer the more lighthearted stuff. Make you laugh,
Sure,
whatever.
like slice of life kind of stuff.
Slice
right?
of life is great too. Yep, it's not doesn't have to be so fantastical, but
Yeah.
comedies are really great too. I really enjoy some of the Japanese humor, kind of over my head, but what can you do, right? So I just try to
it's just
understand
funny.
it.
Like there's ones out there where they're like everybody's in a lower tier, and so they're in the lowest, and this like his friend's a cross dresser, and you're just like, what is going on here? And so all this craziness is going on. Classroom of Assassination or Assassination.
Oh yeah, Assassination Classroom.
Yeah, I've
Yeah, that's a good series.
That.
And
Yeah,
that
the first season. It's
that
great.
got
I love it.
that got controversial because it's like, why are you guys showing this to teenagers? Do you know what they're talking about? It's like, dude, let's relax, okay? But the same thing is happening, just like the D&D and other stuff. Oh, this devil worshiping stuff, and so all these different sides, and they always want to take these camps. And it's like, guys, why don't we just look for more reasonable stuff instead of saying, oh, these people are horrible because they watch this, but these people who watch this are amazing. Oh yeah, like it's so stupid.
And Tommy brings up that the 4 different Voltrons were, of course, the Lion Force, the Vehicle Force, the Gladiator Force, and the Atlas Force.
Wow, he knows his stuff.
Yeah, he does.
He does.
Oh yeah.
He's definitely a big Voltron fan.
He's a fan of a lot of things. We all are.
Yep. So it's funny. It's just like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and how dark the comics books was, or how dark stuff is, and other people say, man, I like that more lighthearted stuff. But even like Marvel could get dark, but it's so amazing that they keep missing the point of all these different things because they don't care. I mean, finding out, like, for example, Kate Bishop was actually sexually assaulted, and that was talked about in the comics, but they can't talk about that in the show that they did Disney, but they could have mentioned it. They could have pushed it a little bit and say, oh, so that's why she wants to work with Hawkeye so much. So it's like, those are just more interesting. No, they like drop the ball and they make things less interesting. Oh, we can't push this, but we can push this. And it's like, it's so funny to me.
Yeah.
It's so ridiculous.
Yeah. That's why that's what I want to say is that's why anime has a leg up on any of the Western stuff, because they'll talk about subjects that they won't mention in Western,
Like
right? So
the Goblin Slayer,
Yeah.
that first episode and how controversial. Oh, that's so horrible. That's the point. You're supposed to hate those goblins and how evil they are. And the
Yep.
fact that they killed the main character's family. He is pissed. And you can see why he's pissed, and for good
Yep.
reason.
Yep.
Yeah. And
So
how
that's-
he's cold to people. I love that kind of stuff because they just keep it. It's the same with Trigun and Vash and stuff. There's just so many, all the different characters, Meryl, and yet they make a newer series. And I started watching it. It's like, why are they telling us everything in the first episode pretty much? Where is the mystery? Pop
Yeah.
culture. And it's like, no mystery anymore? Okay, great. I'm kind of tired of this show already then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I just really quick want to say hello to Glitch Vortex. Welcome to the show, and
Yes, hello.
Howdy.
Hey,
say hello
Glitch.
to our guest, Pop Culture Mechanic. Yeah, I mean, just like with our entertainment here in the West, if you look at anime that comes out of Japan, there's more than just robots fighting each other, more than shows like Dragon Ball Z
Yes.
out there that can
Yep.
appeal to people. I mean, hell, you can find serious shows that draw you in, Black Lagoon being one of them.
Oh my gosh, I love the whole thing about the character. Great, I can't think of his name now. Fuck. I can't think of his name.
I'll never
Oh,
forget old what's his face.
That's right. That what's his face character. Dang it, I can't think of his name right now. I was just thinking about the other day, but Remy is always like, why don't you man up? And you man up, and the way that they talk to each other is like, where is this banter? Because you can understand Rock. That's it, Rock. He's named Rock, and because of the situation and how his company threw him into that, it's like, dude, how fucked up is that? And then he's in this world where that's so horrible and crazy. And then he was like kidnapped, and it's like, oh, and you can understand why he feels like, oh, it's like, you better tighten up, bitch, and stuff. Like, Remy doesn't fuck around. She's like smoking a cigarette. And then it's like Rock is just like, I've had enough of you. And it's like, where is that kind of stuff? Like, now it's just, I'm going to beat up on you. I'm so sorry. Here's a cupcake. Like, instead of saying, you know what, bitch, fuck you. All right. And then Remy's like, okay, I'm going to put a gun in your face. It's like, all right, I got nothing to lose right now. And it's like that we're missing that kind of stuff. And we need that again. We really do.
Yeah.
And it's really unfortunate. There's still some of it out there, but we got to push that stuff again. That was awesome.
Like Mike was saying, like there's more than just Dragon Ball and Mecha and all that.
Always. Yep.
I have every month I have to pick a different theme for my anime show, and I've made a spreadsheet, if you can believe it, to track all the themes I have and the shows that I've shown for that theme. And just as an example of some of the themes that I've done before is sports, love, mecha,
Right.
video games into anime, racing,
Yep.
beach episodes,
Yes.
World
yes.
War II,
Right? Yep.
back to school, cosplay,
Mm-hmm.
kaiju,
Yeah.
food and cooking, and biography was actually one of the most ones of the that were very interesting, because you could learn the biography of a real life person in anime. So
Yeah.
it was like they did Lady Diana Spencer,
Yeah.
and Paul Rush was on there. These are people that are famous in Japan. Dr. Janode or Osamu Tezuka. They had a whole show, biography of those people. So there's so many niche little genres you can do, and it's amazing what's out there.
Yeah, I mean,
It
the
is.
reason why I mentioned Dragon Ball Z is that was one of the first ones a friend of mine tried to get me into, and I just couldn't get into it. It's like,
Yeah.
listen, man, I appreciate what you're trying to do here, but I cannot get into this series.
Right. Yeah, and that's the whole thing. It's like even some of these animes, though, like people get mad at you, pop culture, because they're like, dude, too much fan service. Well, but dude, but there's big breasts and stuff. I don't care. Too much fan service. Just let's relax. Like it's
Well,
just too much. Yeah.
Well, by the way, good day, to Canadian Cat.
Hey, Canadian Cat.
Welcome,
Hello,
Canadian
Blue
Cat.
Wolf.
And I also want to say hello and good evening to Sir Blue Wolf, who has
Hello,
joined
Pulpit.
his
Hello.
3-month member chat. Good to see you.
And I want to circle back to what you were saying earlier there, Pop Culture.
Yeah.
You were saying about you wouldn't believe it, but I have the spreadsheet. I do believe it because you're a person. A lot of people do the YouTube and they don't know what they're doing. They're just going out there. They can't figure out why they're not resonating. You
Right.
actually do work for your show. I mean, there's a lot of them out there that do work,
That's right.
but for it, and we know many of them that do. Mike does work for this show behind the scenes like mad. I'm just a tag along, but I'm serious. Mike does a hell of a lot of work for this show.
He does.
I believe it.
Everything he
I
does.
believe it.
I do what I can, but even then, I feel like I've dropped the ball several times.
Well, reach out to me. I can help you. But
Just
the thing,
Just the quality of the show, I can tell Mike does a lot of work.
he does, and
He
the same
does.
thing with you. And I think that's an important thing that we can have a takeaway for the other ones that stream. Listen to you. Listen to Mike. Listen to many of the others out there. Pops. It doesn't matter. They got that all structured, ready to go, and they know what they're doing. It's all planned out. And yeah, it doesn't mean it's going to go smoothly, but you got the roadmap. You might have to make a detour.
Yeah, and
That's right.
if you're a
So-
person
some-
who go ahead.
I was just going to quickly say, sometimes during a live stream, you call it an audible.
Mhm.
It's not planned, but sometimes you look at how things are going and you go, all right, we're going to do it this way.
And that's why, like, when you're talking about a game or you're talking about anime and stuff, you like details. Talk about details. Also, you can always put out good message. Hey, you're not sure about this anime. That's okay. Like, give it a chance. You might like it. And if not, try something else. But like, don't. Somebody said, "Oh, this is crap" or "This is that," but find out for yourself. Maybe you'll like it, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But there's also animes out there that you'll be like, okay, this is just too much, or it'll recycle too many times, and you're just like, okay.
Yep, had that before. Yep, exactly.
Yes.
And seeing that we got three minutes before the top of the hour, I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to our guest to promote anything and anyone he would like.
Well, hey, it was great. Thank you for having me on, Mike. I really appreciate it. It's always fun talking with you and Mike and Baron and Cash. You guys, you're great. As far as myself goes, yeah, I'm your basic weekend streamer. I work the early morning shift for streaming. It's 9 a.m. Mountain Time. You want to show up on Saturdays, you're going to see me playing some retro games. Right now, I'm working through Trails of the Sky
The
for the
OG
PSP.
one.
Oh,
The OG one.
excellent game.
Yeah,
Excellent
I'm
game.
not surprised. Dude, the remake is just as good. Yeah, I'm
Nice.
sure. It just
Nice. Yeah, and then on Sundays, it's Sunday Anime Chat. You like anime? You want to come chat with me about it? Come on in. We'll do the news. We'll find out what's happening out there, and then we'll pick the theme of the month, which this month is video games being turned into anime or anime being turned into video games. So it was always when I was a young kid, when you play a cool game, you're like, oh man, I wish they had an anime of this. Or if you're watching an anime, you're like, boy, I sure like to play a game on this. So now it's happening.
as long as the developers make them fun, though, dude. Because I
Fun.
want the show to be as
Yep.
fun as the anime,
Yep.
and vice versa.
Yep, 100%. You know
Yes.
It's fun's important. And then on Tuesdays, because I've been in the trades for 30 years, I like to think I know what I'm talking about. So if anybody's interested in, throwing their hard hats on and safety boots, and we'll look at things from an industrial point of view. It's the most industrial stream on a Tuesday night at 7 Mountain Time.
Awesome, brother. Awesome. And again, I can't express it enough. Thank you for taking time out of your Wednesday evening to join us, especially shortly after getting off of work. And
Mhm.
I thank you for everything that you do, brother.
My pleasure. My pleasure. It's great to be here. You guys are great.
And let us all hail the great nation of Alberta.
Let's hope so, eh? Let's always hope. There's the hope is there.
Yes.
Yep.
Baron, Cash, do you guys have anything you want to promote?
No.
Not right now.
All right. Real quick, because this is what I do. I want to thank everybody who stopped by this evening. Really do appreciate it. Of course, I want to thank Sylvia, your lovely artist, for stopping by. We had Shane, also known as your Ron, stop by, and Shane will actually be joining us on Friday as we watch the final 2 episodes of Spider Noir.
I
Also,
can't wait.
Can't wait.
Padawannabe stopped by over on the Rumble side, so thank you for that, Padawannabe. Jet Sparks, thank you for stopping by. Really appreciate it, brother. DJ Ronnie G, thank you for stopping by, brother. Good to see you as always. Apollo Means Menu was also here, as was Anthony Mazzano. Thank you, Anthony, for stopping by. Great questions tonight.
Absolutely.
Also, Apollo Means, stay safe out there on the roads. She does, the work, getting the food to and from businesses all across the western side of the United States. Tommy, good to see you tonight. Thank you for stopping in, and also with that Voltron knowledge too, brother. Also, Tree Rock, thank you for stopping in. Really do appreciate it, brother. Lady Mist, as always, thank you very much for stopping in. And again, thank you for that $2 super sticker on Sunday night after the Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King extended edition watch party. Really do appreciate it. Kilted, good to see you again, brother. Tim, thank you for hopping in over on the YouTube and Rumble side. The lovely Sherry, good to see you tonight. It's been a long while, but it's always a pleasure to see you when you're able to come by. Veritax, thank you for stopping in tonight. Also, Glitch, thank you for stopping in tonight. Really do appreciate it. Good to see new faces as well. And Canadian Cat, thank you for stopping in tonight. And I also want to take the time to thank Sir Blue Wolf for his 3-month member chat. And I do have this for you, my good friend, and thank you for being a member. And also, channel members, I do want to let you all know that this Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern, we do have a member stream. So I'm going to go ahead and play this for Sir Blue Wolf.
I'd buy that for $1.
But everybody, I invite you to join us on Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern time, and we are going to finish up Spider Noir with episodes 7 and 8. And of course, once again, Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern. Members, come by on the member stream. We talk about whatever you want to talk about. It's your show. And let's have a good time. And then this Sunday, we'll be watching Hacksaw Ridge on the channel from 2016 with Andrew Garfield. It's an excellent movie, and I think everybody should come by and watch it with us over on the Cosme side. Of course, we'll be talking about it during the stream, but everybody, thank you for tuning in to this edition of Pop Talk, whether you watched on YouTube, Blaze, or Rumble. Really do appreciate it. And remember 2 things on this channel. Don't ever give up on me in a game when I do play a game, because just when you do, you might miss something, and I'm not just a baseball guy. I'm an all-around guy. Good night, all.
Take care.
Autobots, transform and roll out.
PACIFIC414 Pop Talk is here. Join the conversation. We've got Baron, Orman, Tagge, Cash Money, 007, and even Mike too. Pop culture, entertainment, news and reviews. Discussions will have opinions made from the panel to the chat. Everyone is welcome here. Reactions, watch parties, and special guests. We like to have a good time. PACIFIC414 Pop Talk is underway. Pull up a seat, we're inviting Cash and Mike bring the fun tonight. Now sit back, relax, enjoy the show. Don't forget to like or comment below. We almost forgot to share out the show. PACIFIC414 PACIFIC414 Pop Talk is one of a kind. It's true. It's true. Back, relax, and enjoy the show. Don't forget to like or comment below. We almost forgot to